Mr. Damiano?
I have.
Okay. Have you ever lied to Mr. Damiano?
Yes.
And can you list for me the times that you lied to him?
First of all of my conversations with Mr. Damiano were telephonic. To the best of my knowledge, I've never met him. During the course of telephone conversations, you're asking for a specific example.
Not just so you're clear on the
Sure, why not? What could it hurt?
Are those the words you use? Sure, why not? What could it hurt?
Jim handed the book, started to hand the book to him, and then someone else came over and took the lyric, whether it was a book or an envelope with the lyrics in it, took this package and walked towards the bus along with the other people, and they all got onto the bus, the door closed, and the bus drove away.
More questions.
Okay.
So we can end the inconvenience for you. You said you met Mikey Harris through her son Duke.
No, I met Mikey Harris first at Tony Tiller's house at a party. That's when I met. No, I met Mikey Harris first at Tony Tiller's house at a party. That's when I met Mikey Harris.
And you met Mikey Harris through her son Duke.
No, I met Mikey Harris first at Tony Tiller's house at a party. That's when I met Mikey Harris.
Sir, I want to turn now to this meeting that you said happened with Mr. Tiller. Do you remember when that occurred? Your statement says July of '87. Is that about when it happened?
Yeah, I believe so. For Anthony to come out, we sat there for a while. Jim had his lyrics books with him, one big thick book, and we were just sitting there for a while. Then Anthony came out. I remember him being in a suit, good-looking, like black man, gentleman, and he took us inside. Yes, and we went to his office, and we just sat down. It was like a big chair, one of these looked like a recliner kind of chair, but it was just a big chair that I was sitting in, and they were acting like they were good friends. I mean, we were talking, hugging, you know, and they read some of the lyrics. He had Jim's book in his desk, and he was reading through it. Jim was pointing out certain lyrics to him, and they were talking and talking. Then we got into the conversation about recording this my cousin Joanne tape, and I just wanted to get some feedback from Anthony based on his position in this company, what he believes that anything could happen with this if we produce it. And the feedback I got is absolutely yes. That we got into the Bob Dylan situation.
Fat man digging in a plate of steel. Thin man looking at his last meal. Other man looking in a cotton field. Dignity. Wise man looking in a blade of grass.
My name is Paul Green. I'll be conducting for you today a melodic analysis and comparison of the main melody of Steel Guitars by James Damiano to the main melody of Dignity by Bob Dylan. I define the main melody of Dignity, which I find to be strikingly similar. To begin, I'd like to illustrate the similarity of these two melodies. With them something of the character of the melodic phrase, starting with one, ending with one, proceeding in certain patterns in between, particularly the 5-6-1 progression in between, and the ending with the 2-3-1. There's a kind of a melodic character to this arc, more than just a set of shared pitches. What I will be doing shortly is I'll be leading you through an analysis, allowing you to hear how Steel Guitars actually projects this exact same arc as Dignity.
That's the song. much what he told me. It was when we got there and the tickets, we got the 4 tickets at the window, and then I was under the impression Jimmy was on the level and all with me, you know. I didn't know if all he was saying is true or not.
On the level about what?
About that we're going to get to meet with Bob.
Just to place that in context, I want you to know that, because I'm a truthful person.
After 91.
I was promoted to associate director.
When Mr. Damiano said that people befriended me for 11 years, did you talk to anyone at CBS to see if that was the case? And if so, whom?
I believe I had one telephone conversation with that individual that Damiano asked me to contact.
Mr. Tiller?
Mr. Tiller,
okay.
yes. Telephone conversations, he would frequently ask me to pass along information, ask questions about Bob, or to Bob about him. And I, in fact, told him that I would, and that I did. And on those occasions, that, of course, was a mistruth.
Okay. Anything else?
That's all that comes to mind at the moment.
So that if...
And when I use the expression pass along, that's a phrase that I use to suggest passing along information verbally. And when I use the expression pass along, that's a phrase that I use to suggest...
He's suffering from a delusion, yes or no? It's just a yes or no question.
And that's not entirely accurate. He said he didn't have enough songs that he wanted to put on an album.
Does he read? Is he getting James Damiano's lyrics? And I remember the answer, yes. He's been reading his lyrics, and I even remember recalling Anthony bringing up Bruce Springsteen's name, and I was just like from nowhere. I never heard that before, but it just came up. The lyrics was also given to Bruce Springsteen, which I knew who that was, and I remember leaving this meeting with a very good feeling. Okay, I was convinced by Anthony is if I produce this record, if I pay for it, that it could end up being a very big hit.
Okay, sir. And that's basically what happened at the meeting?
That's basically it. I left there with very good vibes.
And if you could tell us what the office looked like in a little more detail.
I have something here now. So your name is James Damiano, and you filed a copyright infringement lawsuit against Bob Dylan, right? Is that correct? Now, I read on your website you auditioned for the legendary John Hammond Sr. of CBS. Is this correct?
Yes, I did.
My friends things as my friends give me things.
Okay. And do you recall, let me try to refresh your recollection, if I may.
I deny suggesting to Jim that he bring songs along with him. I did, however, concur with him when he asked me, do you think I should bring my songs with me? I said, sure, why not? What could it hurt?
Are those the words you used? Sure, why not? What could it hurt?
Tonight, we made it to the end. Thank you.
They bear with them something of the character of the melodic phrase, starting with one, ending with one, proceeding in certain patterns in between, particularly the 5-6-1 progression in between, and the ending with the 2-3-1. There's a kind of a melodic character to this arc, more than just a set of shared pitches. What I will be doing shortly is I'll be leading you through an analysis, allowing you to hear how steel guitars actually projects this exact same arc as dignity. They bear with them something of the character of the melodic phrase, starting with one, ending with one, proceeding in certain patterns in between, particularly the 5-6-1 progression in between, and the ending with the 2-3-1. There's a kind of a melodic character to this arc, more than just a set of shared pitches. What I will be doing shortly is I'll be leading you through an analysis, allowing you to hear how steel guitars actually projects this exact same arc as dignity.